By the way, the Krogos footage is sort of glitched still from the original one that we
All right.
did.
Okay. All right then. Hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. The dreaded Lord Crocosquirrel is back right along with his buddy Mello to do a little bit of run in here with some more digital homicide. I we got a couple people over here in the chat. Welcome aboard there, Richard and Lemmy Machine. Um, yeah, I thought I might try and do a little some short reviews for those of us who have ADHD, myself included, because well, I don't like sitting through a 3 hour video either. So doing nothing but 3 hour videos, that was kind of getting on my nerves too. So if I can do little bite-sized things, maybe it'll work better. And apparently it has. It's gotten a fairly good response. All right, but we are not here to pick on to pick on the new ADHD gamer thing. We're actually going to do a little bit. We're going to do some of that tomorrow evening, I think. Um, after I've got the fourth and fifth ones up, they're coming either tonight or tomorrow morning early. So what we're here to do is talk about digital homicide. Who wants to see us slag off digital homicide yet again for their most recent of crimes?
Just say yay or nay.
How about a show of hands? Who wants to see us slag off digital homicide again? Because I know some people are telling me that I get some crap from people like every once in a while saying that I'm being petty, picking on digital homicide all this much, and uh,
I actually haven't received that yet, except from James himself.
well, you know what? No, it's not petty. It's extremely petty. And I enjoy this to some degree. And honestly, if digital suicide didn't have it coming, we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't have to. If they just make a good game. Buddy, tell me, please, do they actually know how? They did try
Well,
something. There was
they
what?
sort of went along the right. They sort of went along the right tracks with Cragmore, but then they just like went downhill quickly when they released it full release.
Yeah, well, they actually kind of mostly stopped on Dungeons of Cragmore after full release. This new thing they have on Greenlight here, Lost Jewels of the Zatharian Jungle, Zatharlian, Zathalaran Jungle,
I'll try and pronounce it.
Zathalaran Jungle.
Not
Um,
good for a bad developer.
yeah, well, you know what? Honestly, they've at least tried something different. I mean, it's not Wyatt Earp all over again.
For some reason, the stream isn't picking my audio up.
I'm not sure why. Actually, it should be. Hang on. Are we not hearing Mello here? Because I can hear Mello, and
Is it just that I'm being too quiet, or is the
or
background
maybe I
noise
just
taking
turned
me
it.
out?
Maybe I just turned it down too far. I don't know. Try it again. How are we doing now? Can we hear this better
Test,
now?
test,
Testy,
test,
testy. Is
test, test, test.
that better? Hope that's better.
I can read a whole paragraph of Shakespeare if that helps.
Well, I don't know that a whole paragraph of Shakespeare would be required. Just actually, you know what? Let's fire up. Why don't we just fire up the first piece of footage here? Oh no. You know what? I have a better idea. I'll do it.
Okay.
It's the Steam Greenlight trailer for Lost Jewels of the Zathalarian Jungle. And I'm going to turn the sound
Apparently,
off here because it's one.
apparently,
What?
apparently people can hear us now.
Okay, good. I have a little bit of lag in the chat there, so I think.
One sec, I
Uh,
think I know how to fix some of the audio I'm having. I'll be right back.
well, no, I think it's actually my fault, believe it or not.
One sec, I'm just going to see if I can improve it though.
I can do it right there. Huh. Okay, so we have Who Flung Dung, and I refuse to refer to him by his new name, you freaking monkey. Well, actually, he's an ape. An upright walking ape. He doesn't actually. See, here's the problem with this. He's not actually moving like an ape would. Um,
Do you think you can activate a screen share?
sure. Oh, right. I'm sorry. My bad. Um, let's try it. Let's try that again. All right. Let's start again. Screwed up. This is Team Green Lost Jewels, the Zathalarian jungle. Zathalarian jungle. They could have at least picked something that was reasonably better pronounced than that. So here we have uh, our friend Who Flung Dung. Who Flung Du is not a is not its proper name, mostly because the game in question is well done. As was
It isn't even poo. It isn't even poo flung dung. It's poo flung do.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just said that as a matter of fact, and I want to know how I managed to jump that far. What I find more interesting is that they went to the trouble of getting clean assets to do this, buying clean assets to do this, and
Mm.
then they do this with it. I'm kind of wondering how that what blueprint they got to do this with, because it's not the same as the other games.
No, definitely
Um,
not.
in fact, if you took Who Flung Dung and set it up so that the camera looked different, you still wouldn't get this. So this is all new
Oh no,
assets.
definitely not.
This is all new assets, but it's new assets and new gameplay. So who knows? The beta version is supposed to be up on itch.io tomorrow. They promise. So we'll see. um, speaking of itch.io, we are gathered here today to pay our last respects to our dignity. Because what's actually going to happen here, and I'm going to move this because that's just not something we need, um, is that a week or two ago, 2 weeks ago now, or just about, Steam Greenlight choked on itself somehow and managed to push 5 Digital Homicide games, a nice little bundle's worth, uh, into greenlit status. Well, those games are due to release tomorrow. So, as is our as is the tradition now, I suppose here, we're going to go over them and the way they actually play now. Uh, before the official Steam release, we can do reviews of the Steam release version in a couple of days, maybe if I
Mm.
feel like it. They usually don't change very much. They might fix a crash, maybe if we're really lucky. Okay, so well, look. Before
Are we
we
gonna
get
play your?
started,
Are we gonna play your footage
well,
first,
you've
or
got more
should we
footage
line
than
up?
I do, sir. So we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
Let me just
I'm
switch you
gonna
this.
ask the. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the chat what they want to see first. Do you want to see mini attack submarine, winged knights, or
Hey,
withering kingdom first?
actually, why don't we start with Krog? We're gonna bookend with Krog Wars.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna bookend, but
Oh
we're
wait.
gonna show you the footage of Krog Wars first, and then we're gonna go into um, and then we're gonna show you. Okay, go ahead, DeMello.
Yeah.
Let's have the Krog Wars
Keep
footage.
that. Yeah.
Now,
This is the Krog Wars footage.
you should all remember this game we covered the first time we did this. They only had 2 games on Greenlight.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, they had more than 2 games on Greenlight, but it was just that they got greenlit first.
Well, yeah, we were talking about Krog Wars and Starship Nova Strike that day.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So when I first entered, just the usual sort of thing, like just a typical 2D shooter. I didn't really think much of it. Slippery controls, all the sorts. Enemy selections going off at a certain time. And then, well, this mess happened. Every time you brought up the pause screen, enemies started to get locked in track.
okay.
Which was just really entertaining.
Actually, it's more, it's less face invaders because some of them will move down It's actually more Galaxian.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's Galaxian, not Space Invaders. Space Invaders had shields and was actually good. Um, Galaxian was the baseline for this, and Galaxian didn't have boss stages. They just had bonus stages. The boss stages weren't an issue until we got Phoenix in the arcades. It had a 4-wave boss wave setup.
I've just had a few friends mention me why I'm actually showing this footage. This footage sort of links into my Withering Kingdom footage.
Yeah, this is actually going to link into a lot of the footage we've got coming up. Okay, I think that's
All
about
right,
enough. I think that's about
is
enough
it
for them right now.
okay?
I just wanted to make sure they saw it, so that we're. I think we've tortured them enough for now. So
Okay.
why don't we move on to Wither? Let's. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Withering Kingdoms, mini attack sub? Well, not mini attack sub, because it doesn't. It we can get onto that towards the end. Um. Okay.
Sam was saying that he wanted to see Withering Kingdom.
All right. Let's do Withering Kingdom then.
Okay. This is probably the most entertaining footage of the day. Okay, wait. I had to play in windowed mode because the game refused to be recorded well in full screen, which is just a tradition that I've now have to record games in windowed mode.
All right. So let's have a look.
And I highly think that this will link into your Wyatt Earp footage.
It will, because Wyatt Earp is next. Now,
Yeah.
observe and admire what we have here. This is more or less the same gameplay. It's just from a different angle today. Uh, obvious answer coming. Yeah, after everything after all the footage I put up of Doom, if you think for a minute that I would not tell you to get it if you can, then yeah.
Well, that's one good thing that's come out of the stream. It stopped you from talking about Doom.
All right. So,
So
and
I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play all of this footage because I didn't record as much for this because I felt after the thing happened that'll happen soon, I felt like the recording was complete. One thing that I was sad that didn't get recorded was that I shot one of these guys and a cowboy came flying out of one of them.
yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I didn't actually get a chance to look at this one. I know it happens in Flurry of Arrows.
I remember it happened in this one, Arcane War.
Yeah,
By the way, Sam, you were asking about Arcane War 2. I haven't got a copy of that one yet.
I've got one. I just haven't got around to it yet.
All right.
Well, I did actually fire it
So,
up for a sec, but go ahead.
much difference?
Almost none, as a matter of fact. Well, there is
Just a
none.
top-down version?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Um,
Also, notice what. Actually, I'm just going to rewind here a bit. Watch what happens to these guys just before they die. They get stuck in some sort of weird animation and sink into the ground for a second.
oh, and then they disappear.
And then they slowly disappear. And for some reason, when I shoot them, their hoods magically just to like fly off. What was that? Ugh.
Back, Richard says, back to the shite now. Oh yeah. See
By
now,
the way, I just want to point.
note those
I
little
just
tick
want to
marks
point.
on. Hold on. Note the little tick marks on the left. When you see the Wyatt Dirt footage, you'll see why. Just make a note of them.
I was just about to say that. Okay, this was when I started to notice something was a bit weird. As you can see, for a second here, I killed all the enemies, but there wasn't a success screen that came up. I had to wait a bit. Then it said enemy camp cleared, which will come in, to my knowledge, a bit later on.
This is an AI failure, actually.
Yeah, basically. It's
And
probably the biggest AI failure than the slaughter grounds that they did.
well, I'll be honest with you. I saw more competent AI programming in the aliens from Colonial Marines.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
Thanks,
aliens,
Duckface,
cool.
for joining the stream.
Hey, what's going on, Duckface?
Then I suddenly noticed I had more than one power. If I pressed space, it unleashed that. If I clicked right click, it shot out multiple powers at once. Now this is the boss battle. They do this to just spice up the gameplay a little bit, but he's not really that challenging. He just goes from left to right, fires every once in a while. I just need to dodge him and then just shoot him.
Well, that's just it. That bit gets better. I'll show you with Wyatt Earp. That's coming up next.
All right. The
'Cause
thing is, there isn't really much effect on whatever spell you have. Each spell feels like it's doing the same amount of damage. So it's basically just a matter of what type of spell you like the looks of most. Do you like an orange swirly circle? Do you like multiple orange circles not swirling around? Or do you like a purple blast making smoke?
I don't know. Purple blast sounds like fun.
Hmm.
Of course, I've always been one of those squirrels that plays with electricity.
All right. And I think it's around here that the infamous part of my footage happens. Yeah, this is when I noticed all the enemies were dead. I wasn't getting a success screen. This is when I started to realize something was a bit up.
A bit up?
A bit up, which you'll see, I think, in the next round.
Is that like the Pope being kind of Catholic?
Yeah.
Lacks any kind of variety. I think that would actually be that would be very accurate there, Rich.
Yeah, that's the game summed up in a nutshell.
Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
It's crap shooting on top of it. Oh, yep. Enemy camp cleared.
Oh.
There's still an enemy on the screen.
Oh, wait, I just noticed something that I didn't notice in the footage. That tree. Look at that tree in the background.
Uh-huh.
You see him?
I see him.
I'll rewind. The parted ways. Just keep an eye on those trees. I might have rewound too much. There we go.
You actually got a tree following you around.
Hmm.
Now, please note they don't actually ever completely approach you. They just kind of stand there.
Yeah, they just kind of stand there as if there's a barrier stopping them. They just stand there and ram out all sorts of magic spells. It is.
I know what that is. That's the same. That's the same mysterious force that Robert Sungenis says stops the universe in its tracks and sends it back down. It sends it back the other direction every 6 months.
Now here's the thing: enemy camp cleared. There's still an enemy on the screen.
That's the supply camp cleared. And here's the bonus round.
Yep, that enemy from the last screen's still on, and they're walking through him.
This gets better actually in the Wyatt Earp footage. You'll see.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets better. It gets better in my footage. Just wait and see. I let a whole wave come at me because I wanted to experiment a bit with it. So I just stood over here because they just fired in one spot, just straight ahead of them.
I did something very similar. It's actually completely reproducible.
Enemy camp cleared. Somehow.
The whole wave is still here.
The whole wave's still there, except for maybe 4 or 5 enemies.
Now,
Then I let this whole wave come at me. Same thing happens. I just kill the ones that are in front of us because they're the only ones that are a real threat.
uh-huh.
See, enemy camp cleared. The whole wave's still there except for 2. Now the overlords come.
He's no threat at all. But if you
He's no threat at all. And he walks out of the area even. While those trees are going berserk in the background with the whole wave still there.
Oh, look at what they're firing at.
Nothing. They're firing at nothing. He's walking through that fence as well at the same time.
Uh-huh. No, they're shooting at one another. Their AI has gotten jammed.
I
They're
didn't
shooting at
notice
one
that.
another. Some of them are actually shooting towards you,
Yeah, look,
the vast
oh, look.
majority of them are shooting at each other. I found this. That was the thing that I found in the Wyatt Derp that I found while I was playing the original Wyatt Derp, and it's
Hmm.
reproducible in Wild Derp too.
Well, I'd assume so. Game over somehow, even though I'm still alive.
Yeah, well, you ran
And
out
then
of
I just had
clickies.
enough.
Okay.
Are you wanting to do your wipe footage?
Yep, I'm gonna switch to screen share here real quick. I'm gonna
Right.
whip this right off the side.
I'll turn screen share off just so people
No,
don't
you don't
see
turn the
your
screen
screen.
share off because you have to because we have to do something else with it. Okay,
Oh, right, okay. Put it back on.
give it a second here. Okay, this is not a Steam Greenlight trailer
Only
for
not an
Wire
asset flip.
Derp 2. Yeah, well, no, totally not a project flip.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No, check this out. This is about is actually about the time Mello told me about uh the critters not doing that waves could be finished without them actually being without all the enemies being there. I'm gonna leave that guy standing there just because he's there. Okay, and I walked away from him. And I'm waiting. Round
Round
complete.
complete.
Now, see the little stars here see the little stars here? Anybody
Yeah,
remember them from down over here? Okay,
in Withering Kingdom.
in Withering Kingdom just a moment ago. This isn't an Withering Kingdom is actually the later game, believe it or not, uh and it is in fact a project flip. I'm gonna leave it sitting right there.
I love it when he like rolls around. He just like acts as if he's rolling forward when he's actually rolling
Oh, that
sideways.
I remember that. Yeah, I hit the escape key here to bring up the menu to see
And
what would happen.
the menu is the exact same as Krog Wars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same menu.
And then the game crashes.
Wait for it. I was trying to decide, and then it just decided it was gonna pop back. It
All right.
recovered from its crash, which is the first time I've ever seen a digital homicide game do that. Okay. Now I'm noticing at this point that they're all firing at each other. That's kind of a
Like
whole thing. I get a
at
whole
least with
crowd of them later. It's actually
the
funny.
at least with Withering Kingdom, I could sort of see that some of them were firing at us, but that they're clearly facing the complete wrong direction.
Yeah.
Are they even taking health away from each other?
No. No. They're doing no damage whatsoever. Some of the bullets do come towards me, and this guy here just decided he was going to be difficult because I didn't want to kill my little group over there. Didn't want to
Oh
kill
wait,
my
no,
little posse.
I see what they're doing. What's happened is their bullet programming's been programmed to only move forward. However, their AI hasn't exactly been changed, so they're trying to shoot at one another, but the bullets keep flying towards you.
Well, they don't all.
Do they not?
No, they don't. See, you got some of them going off to the side. Now I just kind of keep it over here on this side for a bit, and anybody that's not going to get caught in that pile, uh, winds up being made dead because being made dead is fun. Okay, but if they're caught in that mess, they get to stay there for a while. This was absolutely reproducible in the other game.
Just like the Krogos glitch was reproducible in Assault on Zartos.
Yep. I I still haven't got my copy of Zolan's Archers too. I'm not happy about that. But you'll
Hmm.
also note that just a moment ago, Mr. Derp took a round from the pile and didn't get anywhere. It didn't add another star for him. Now, coming up here in just a moment,
Hmm.
because this is your last one. This is your last thing before you like get killed. See, now I've finally taken some damage, but only from the guys on the left.
Right.
Okay.
And then you still have that huge crowd to the right of you.
Yep, and they're going to stay there. Notice, please, that these guys here, they don't actually have their guns. Guns are missing now. Okay, here's the boss round. Watch this. Okay.
That looks like a really ridiculous boss.
Because it is. I'm just going to stand here for a second.
So the boss doesn't exactly attack you.
Huh?
So the boss doesn't attack you.
Nope. I'm essentially invulnerable in this state.
I guess that's the best thing they could have done for a pause menu instead of stopping the whole game. They just decided for the enemies to still keep coming, but just not take damage to you.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I don't know how to use the dynamite either.
Dynamite Space. I'm assuming it's the same controls as Withering Kingdom.
Well, I didn't look at it, so. And then their upgrades are really cheap, so.
But then again, they didn't put any controls up first, so I just had to guess all the controls.
Now that guy from the first stage, he's still in there.
Is it?
He's still in there.
By the way,
Hey, Tired
controls
Gun
is good.
Games, welcome back. And that guy there's just kind of standing there being stupid.
Hmm.
That guy from the first stage, he's just right over here. He was right over there off to the side. He's still not dead. See, there he is right there. I'm on my last life, and I've only got three more bullets I can take because I'm a sponge, apparently. Ooh, and I lost one. Ooh, I lost a thingy. Okay, I think I'm gonna get knocked on my ass here in a second, but that's okay. Completely over it now. Oh. Yeah, it was in this stage that I did it. Or was this stage or was it the next one? No, it's actually coming up here in about 15 seconds. So that beeth Wyatt Earp of sorry, this is hugely buggy. Now I'm dead.
Are you going to be doing your Wyatt Earp 2 footage now, or do you want me to move on?
We're gonna move on. So I'm gonna switch. So I'm gonna get this back open and switch. Whoop, get back here, you.
Okay, okay, chat, what do you want to see? Do you want to see mini attack submarine? Do you want to see mini attack submarine or winged knight? Which one?
And yes, Rich, it's very lazy programming. Actually, I don't think any programming actually happened. Why are you sharing? Why are you sharing the? Oh, I
No,
see.
I'm just typing in the chat. Just asking which one they want to see. Get that up ready. And where's get that up? Right. Any options yet?
I don't see anything. Yeah, you've got. See, note here at the top says flying knights, not winged knights.
Oh yeah, they had a different name when they were doing it.
Hey Sam, it's Mr. Newall. Long time no visit, man. Well, you know, I at least like to give you a choice of what we're going to torture you with next.
By the
We
way,
can have a
Newell's actually
democracy.
Newell's actually Duckface.
Hey, Duck. Ah, Ducky. Okay, so
Any
let's go
choices
ahead.
yet, or
Yeah, we've got at least 2 votes for flying knights.
okay?
I'm not going to call it because that's my new favorite phrase.
I have a lot to
Oh,
say about this. I have a
oh
lot to
dear.
say about this. Okay, notice how there wasn't even a menu screen went before it came up.
Well, there wasn't a menu screen
So,
for Wyatt Earp or Wyatt Earp 2 or
mm.
that other
And
one.
all the help I'm given is in the bottom left hand corner. Commands A, D, and B.
ADB, ADB, B is for.
And the controls are
B is for boinging, and
Yeah.
that's because if you
Well,
tap the
what
B
you do is
button,
A
it
and D moves you left and right, but you need to tap B as you're flying. And what makes things worse is B sometimes has a delay on it, so you have no clue where you'll even land. And I kept on flying up into the spikes at the top of the screen.
or being driven into the spikes at the top.
Oh, and by the way, player 2 has no controls.
No,
The control for player 1's in, but they just didn't program in the player 2 controls. I tried the arrow keys, I tried the numerical pad, I tried just about everything to try and make player 2 move.
it won't because stupid.
No.
No, it's actually there so you get more points.
And also, it has a problem that Starship had on the itch.io version, which you might remember and you might know what it is.
I remember lots of problems with Starship on the itch.io version of
Just,
Starship.
I'll give you a clue. It was a problem that was in the itch.io version, but was patched in the Steam version.
You sure that was Starship Nova Strike? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, notice that. I'm rewinded a bit. Keep an eye on player 2. Right. An AI just flew right into player 2 and he got a kill. It just flies down to him. By the way, I'm dead, but it's still playing since player 2 is still on the screen. So
That's because you didn't
the
kill.
game doesn't end or anything.
That's because you didn't kill player 2 enough. You're supposed to kill him more than that. And they just switched to level 3 because reasons.
I tried to see if the AI just flew in, but then I noticed a big, huge exit button appear when I hit the escape key, and it just quitters out the whole game.
Well,
There isn't a
nothing.
there isn't a restart button or anything. It's just an exit.
Yep. Well,
So
hey,
it's so
you know what? Their best feature still works.
yeah. So that means if you want to replay this game, which I don't think you'll ever want to do, you'll need to quit out of the whole game and restart the whole thing,
Yup.
just like Starship.
If they ever bothered coding a menu screen.
By the way, the horse's animation seems to also get a bit bugged. Sometimes it just runs on the spot.
Yeah, it'll do that. What happened to Atari's quality control? I want to know this thing.
There's another AI just flown right into player 2.
Mm.
And also, I know when I said during Hotline Miami review, I said that it was all based on luck. This is based on even more luck. Because basically, some of the knights have spears at the end of their horses. But even when you're facing the wrong direction, that spear can still kill you. When that knight's facing the other direction that you are.
Well, that's just bad hitboxing.
See, I ran into the back of that red horse. And it just killed me. And then I had to quit out of the game, restart the whole thing.
And why would you pay money for Unity to do something like this? I don't know.
I have no clue.
And then we had Smashing the Battle from the roundup a couple of weeks ago. It did great from Unity Personal. And these guys make this shit. Actually,
By the way,
no.
no.
This is a take on an old arcade game from Atari and Williams called Joust.
Yeah, I remember playing that.
I actually played it just a couple of hours ago.
And which one did you prefer?
Which
I know
one
it's
do
a
you
no-brainer
think?
question, though.
Which one do you think?
By the way, there's also some text off the screen on this. I'm not sure if it's just poor compatibility with windowed mode or something like that, but I'd say if you're going to include a windowed mode, you should at least make sure everything runs well on it. And also, I just ran into that AI spear and I still killed him, and it didn't kill me.
That's because you were up higher than he was.
Was I?
Yeah. That was actually the rule with Joust. Whoever whoever's lance is up higher is the one that wins.
Oh yeah. Are you sure it isn't just poor hitboxing? Are you just trying to apply logic to this?
Well, I'm trying to apply something resembling logic, and that was not right. You just knocked that guy completely off, and you
Yeah.
stabbed his horse in the butt.
And also, at no point did I believe that these horses with angel wings with knights on top of them belonged into this hell background area that they put in, with that cut off area of some sort of stone JPEG at the bottom acting as a stand on.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it actually looks like a stock texture that I have running around on my computer someplace.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've tortured everyone enough with it.
All right. I think it's about. Yeah, I think we're about good for that. All right.
Should I
Now,
move on to mini attack submarine or?
nope. I'm gonna do Wyatt Earp 2, and then we can do
Okay.
mini attack submarine. It's 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. Just copy that here, and let's get the magic of VLC player back out. Let's get that at least manageably sized. I actually did the recordings in 1020 by 2 by or 1920 by 1080. So
Good for you. You get along with OBS better than I do.
yeah, well, oh, there we go. This is Wyatt Earp 2. No longer on Greenlight. It releases tomorrow on Steam, and it's doing its thing already. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see.
It's still on Greenlight. It's still got a Greenlight page, but it says it's now available on Steam.
There we go. Now we got it. Sorry about that. My hard drive was being weird. Normally I put these on the desktop before I do anything like that. Okay. Now watch these guys on the right. Because I'm going to leave them.
Oh,
Well,
same
most of
thing
them.
happens.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Now, watch
'Cause they just can't
right
put
in
code
here
on.
in a little bit. Right in here in just a minute. Watch. And of course, these stickers are still the same. I'm going to leave those guys sitting there. We should be right there. There it is. That's the
What does that say?
That was the stage complete screen from the original, or the stage complete pop up, only
So
looked at vertically.
So when
We're
they
looking.
flipped the camera,
They
flipped the camera,
they didn't
decided
even
to make a
bother.
new game out of it.
Yep.
They didn't even bother to try and make it compatible.
Nope. All they had to do was turn that plane 90 degrees, and we would probably never have noticed it, or we probably would. It would have been a lot harder to see that it was the same damn thing. Same enemies too, by the way, out on this level.
They can't even use the excuse that they couldn't include a 3D and 2D mode in one game because they released Krog Wars that had the same mode in two.
Yep. Except the Krog Wars was later. They may have only just worked out how to do it. All right, here's the same enemy. Here's the bonus round, and it's actually in the same freaking order.
I mean, there's nothing different between these two. It's
No.
just a camera flip.
It has not changed at all. This is the ultimate in the cynical project flips. This is extremely cynical.
You know it's terrible when all you need to do is do a camera flip and then change nothing else and call it a sequel.
Yeah. It's the sequel. And then somebody probably made the mistake of praising them for see, there's the stage complete again.
I wonder what they'll do for Wyatt Earp 3. Go 2D mode.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard for them to get another camera angle on this.
Maybe from a side angle, like a tower defense game.
Could be. Note that the game over pop up worked properly.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming it's just because all they needed to do was lap it over the screen.
All right, I am actually out of footage, friends.
Oh, I still have some. I
And
have a lot.
well, then bring it on.
Okay, I have 2 pieces of footage from mini attack submarine because something hilarious happened after I stopped recording.
Okay. Well,
Okay, I want you to experience this brilliant opening. Watch as my submarine goes behind every single thing that's on the screen.
well,
They
there's.
didn't even think about object obstruction when they saw this. I'm not sure about you, but I don't think when you shoot missiles at a fish, it explodes
Well,
like
no,
that. Like the
the
whole,
missiles might, especially if you're talking about
yeah,
just.
the missiles might, but not the whole fish. And
Well,
I'm pretty sure,
you've got
I'm
orcas in
pretty
there
sure,
too. Not everything here is a
I'm,
fish.
I'm
That's a
pretty sure
turtle.
one missile, I'm pretty sure one missile will be enough to kill most of these, except maybe a shark. Actually, no, I'd say a shark would be killed in one missile.
Well, if you're talking about torpedoes from an attack submarine, yeah, it would, because those things go boom.
I'm not even sure why he's attacking half of these sea creatures, like a turtle, a jellyfish. He's perfectly protected by them in his mini attack submarine. It's
Well,
just the
supposedly, suppose according to the description, they all went berserk.
Yep, animal rights activists are gonna hate this game.
Yes, Richard, it's the same bloody game. I'm going to show you another. We're going to show you another one off of Greenlight here after he puts up the second chunk of Krog Wars.
No, a mini attack submarine.
Well, no, I'm talking about in a little bit because we actually do still have more time.
Oh, very cool.
We're making really good time right now. We've got a good 20
Brilliant.
minutes. We've got well over 20 minutes left.
Also, there's these little weird dots on the screen which I didn't understand what sort of animal they were meant to be. Apparently, plankton must be against you in this.
Or something. Actually, what that is just repeated text. It's just badly tiled textures
Yeah. And also,
there in
it
the
was
back.
really distorting to see this 3D background with this 2D submarine in the same place. Because as the camera moves on, it like goes around this ocean.
Dude,
And
what do you
seeing that,
dude, what do you want? Mini Attack Sub was the project that they used to make hovering heli death, and then they
oh,
used hovering heli death to make fucking Starship Nova Strike. So
maybe I've just raised my standards too high or something. I'm not sure.
you have an electro here, where you can get into the middle of a great big fur ball and just zap everything.
I actually didn't notice that until partway through the footage.
Oh,
And then for some reason my speed boost stopped working.
of course it did, because stupid.
So so I'm going awfully slow in the last part of the footage. And yeah, this is basically the rest of the game.
They call it,
I
and
wonder how
they like to think of it as endless runner. See how far you can make it. Can I say right now that I don't wanna?
no.
The sad part of it is within a few hours of this going up, I'm actually gonna have Steam keys available.
Oh cool.
I don't think it's cool. I think it's
No,
gonna
well
be good.
no.
Well, the only thing it's really going to be good for is pushing the number of products on my account towards the 1,000 mark.
Oh, that would be cool.
Well, I get some more XP then, so I'll probably pick up a level or maybe two.
Well, I'm currently at level 23 or something right now, and I think you're not that far behind us.
No, I'm at level 20 right now. 20,
Oh, you're
20
level
and a
20.
half. I'm at level 20 or 20 and a half right now. I'll probably pick up a level from when I get over 1,000. I just haven't made very many badges.
I've got like 40 badges or something.
Yeah, I think I've only got about 12 or 13.
By the way, is it bad that I have a level 4 Bubsy Toofer badge?
I don't know. Depends on
And
whether or
I'm like,
not you had to do all that with just drops. Oh,
where was the part that was really entertaining?
I think it's hiding for you special. Or it's hiding from
Oh,
me, one or the other.
oh yeah. When was this? Oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, this is what I was doing. because I realized that he started to slowly sink into the ground at one point here. But then it stopped us from going further. So then I had the idea of restarting the game up and then just testing something out as it launched.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, partway through, when it starts up again. One sec. That mini attack means partway through the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so what I do here is I close the game down again, reload it up, and then immediately hit reverse and down. I'm now underneath the barrier reef. I'm seeing what no man has seen before.
Oh man. Oh, that is all kinds of wrong. And all the critters are up above. You just broke right through
Yeah.
the map.
And I'm under there for about quite a few minutes of footage. There we go. And I start sinking into the ground again at that point.
Oh man.
They better patch that before it gets launched onto Steam.
Well, we told them to patch the Croc Wars thing too, and they didn't do it.
The only thing they paid attention to was the Starship Nova Strike not continuing at the end of the game.
Yep, having to be manually shut down. It probably had already fixed that by then, because Steam
Possibly, yeah.
probably insisted.
Steam insists that they patch a bug in their game, and they'll allow the full game to be released. I don't think so. That just shows the amount of quality control there is.
Well, you know,
I mean, are you saying that Steam seriously looked at Wyatt Earp and Wyatt Earp 2 and says, they're okay, could use a few bug patches, but yeah, they're allowed on Steam. Oh yeah, and it's also okay for you to change your studio name so that you can be affiliated with these games later.
yeah, that's the thing that they did. It's actually, if you go to the link here on the watch.
I become invincible.
Wait.
What?
Okay.
I
We actually had a hiccup with the encoder.
Okay. I end up becoming invincible to all fish. I'm inside of that shark, going through the turtle. There we go, I died there. I was invincible for a short period of time.
All right.
That's all the footage I have.
All right. So moving on, you said you had one more piece of. You said, oh no, that's right.
No,
Uh,
that was the 2 mini attack submarine footages.
all right. So, I don't have any. So let me show you what we've got here. Okay. These are our most recent.
And they're obviously on my favorite list.
These are our most recent green lights. Does this look familiar, folks? Anybody remember Wyatt Earp 2 from up above? Yeah.
Does anyone remember Withering Kingdom?
Arcane Wars. Yeah,
Arcane Wars?
this is Arcane Wars. All they did was they set the camera the same way. Uh,
Also, what is it with Arcane Wars 2? Because they released Arcane Wars, then they released Flurry of Arrows, and then they released Arcane Wars 2.
well, Arcane Wars 2 is probably something they didn't even. I don't think they had any intention of making Arcane Wars 2 until
Until they
Arcane
had the
Wars got
idea.
greenlit, and then they said, "Ooh, we can do that." Flip.
uh,
Okay. Now, observe Assault on Zarturs for a moment.
does that look familiar?
Okay. Okay. There's Assault on Zarturs.
That I actually have a copy of, but I think you were the one that sent us that.
I might have been, yes. No, I didn't actually.
All right.
Here is Assault on Zarturs too. That looks familiar too. I wonder why. But of course, this is supposed to be two different games. Okay. Now, before I do that, we're going to show you a little clip from Krog Wars.
By the way, I just added all of these onto my favorites.
Okay. Okay, here's that. You're seeing Krog Wars at its best, at what they think is its best. Okay.
And then you can see that they're actually flipping between the 2D and the 3D mode.
Yep.
If they didn't, they would have made Krog Wars 2.
Okay. Now, observe and admire. Now, just see, these two are just Krog Wars that's been flipped. We already know that. In and of itself, the core for those games belongs to Wyatt Earp. We already know this. Okay, so this is the Steam Greenlight trailer for Not in My Crapper. Does that look familiar to anyone? Look at the gameplay.
Also, he's also facing the toilet the wrong way around.
Well, no, he's trying to crap on the aliens.
Oh, mate, yeah, of course. Makes sense.
As opposed to, he's
the toilet.
Spewing crap into the ceiling. That's going to be an awfully nasty cleanup job. Now, if you'll watch right near the top, I think it's in this stage, right near here. Okay, let me just grab that let me just pop that into full screen mode. Okay, watch the ones at the top. They get hit the first time. You see that there? They catch fire before they get hit the second time. Okay. Now watch, because you actually had a couple of them that were in motion. We had one that was just starting its motion. See, it actually catches fire there. Let's pop that back down now. Okay. Okay. Now, let's go back to Assault on Zarturs for a minute. Okay. And I want you to watch when they get when they shoot one of the games, one of the ones that are at the top. See, look there. See it, that one there on the middle, that one towards the right hand side. See, there you go, on fire. That might be. Not in My Crapper is again a project flip. Which was they're not even involved project flips. They take the old, they put the new assets over the old assets and call it an afternoon.
I have to give them credit for adding a new JPEG image into Not My Crapper.
Well, yeah. The only
That's the
thing
most
they
credit I
really
can really
changed.
give them.
The only thing they really changed was where you got the stakes from.
Thank you
For
voting.
Not in My Crapper, they're dispensed by some chica on the outside, as opposed to. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Review the developer, Digital Homicide 3. So let's go back. Let's look at something here now. This is their newest one, but I'm not here for this. Okay, I'm actually here for a slightly different reason. Give me a moment. Okay, and that's right. I gotta go back to this. I gotta go back to the store. Let's see. Store. There we go.
Oh,
This. Now, this is a list of the games that are being released.
Now, you might be thinking where the other games are at that they've already released.
Okay. Now, if we pull up Wyatt Earp 2 Peacekeeper, and I'm going to... Actually, these don't autoplay in this mode. Here it is. Digital Homicide Studios, LLC, which goes back to this. However, comma, if I search up here...
Digital Homicide. They're really pushing the limits when they're doing this.
Okay. I just give Digital Homicide. Now, Observe and admire. There are your 5 games. Stealth Inc. 2. I don't even know why it's in there. Probably something out of its
Me neither.
description. But look at, because all of these games, when I just say Digital Homicide, it's enough that it'll bring these up here. But if you're looking for Wyatt Earp 2 or the publisher for Wyatt Earp 2 or any of these other games, these don't come up. None of
You have to
the you
physically search up for the developer if you want to see them come up in the list.
actually you have to leave the Studios LLC bit off. That's actually skirting the bounds of their little of the mandated issues that they had with this. They were told that they could only use their own names. It was Digital Homicide. It became Digital Homicide. James Digital Homicide. Well, now they managed to put together Digital Homicide Studios LLC, uh, because they're not theoretically they're not lying, but they're not being very polite people at this time. Okay, so that's it for the screen sharings.
Mm.
Uh, that was the last little bit of stuff that I had to deal with. So
We actually still have quite a bit of time
what? Yeah, we do actually
for
have a bit. We do
for
still have a
once.
little while. We got about 10 minutes here. We're just about the hour mark. So, any questions from the audience?
I really don't like that sort of idea.
What questions to the audience?
No, just what Richard and Lemmy Machine said.
Oh no, we don't talk up. I was looking at it. He's talking about Oculus Rift over there. No, 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 and no. We will take a huge gargantuan pass on the spells being included for not in my crapper. Really. Let's see. Actually, let me grab GreenDB. You know, Sam just asked me why I keep buying Digihom games, and the answer to that is I don't. I spent $1.50 one time to get their Digital Homicide Forever bundle, and now I get them all free. As long
Sam's
as
just
they,
asked me the same question as well.
well, you know, they give us a $1.50 thing. So anyway, I'm just gonna do this here real quick. All right, standing. There we go. Let that do what it's gonna do. So, um, let's see what's coming up. So next up for the roundup, we're actually gonna do the Greenlight stuff in a second stream separately. I think for the roundup because Zach has to disappear for a stream of his own at about 10 o'clock my time. So we're going to.
Everybody, please feel sorry for me.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, poor Mello has to get up a half an hour earlier now to get it all sorted out.
I
Because
also
we're
just want to bring to attention on my written review of the Slaughtering Ground. Someone actually commented, question why I still reviewed them, and he was saying, I have been reading some of your reviews, but are you some sort of masochist? Still buying those Digital Homicide games. Is the name of the company not a dead giveaway?
actually it is a big giveaway, but
And he also added in on that note, I like reviews, the good and the bad ones, at least more effort went into those than in DH games.
yeah, I know, right? Okay, so we're just gonna. I actually just I yesterday I got a or day before was it yesterday? Day before I forget. I got a I think it was yesterday. Day before yesterday. It was on the 24th. I got a pre-release copy on PlayStation 4 for a game called Anima Gate of Memories, and I will be running the PlayStation 4 footage during during the roundup. But they just sent me a copy of it on Steam as well, which I'm going to go through and install because that means I can push a Steam review while I'm at it. Yeah, you go ahead and feel sorry for Mello because he's like that sometimes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna pause that again so that so that we're actually
Able
still
to use it and
getting somewhere with as far as the stream quality. It actually says we're not doing very well in terms of stream status, but that's okay. You guys are actually just looking at the croc squirrel at this point, so yeah, that's a problem with actual cable because we don't have dedicated bandwidth. It's getting close to the time where short
they're
people
not looking at the Crocker School footage. They're looking at you installing the game.
are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because they don't watch the screen share like I do. That's just for me to
Well,
see it.
I shut off the screen share thinking, no, okay, I'm all right. I keep forgetting that I'm on an encoder. The screen share doesn't matter quite as much. So
No.
anyway, one cracker squirrel for everybody. All right, and that means that I'm actually not drawing that. I'm not drawing that bandwidth. All right.
This stream might as well be called the Rambling Stream because we still have 5 minutes left.
Still got 5 minutes till we're done. Um,
Ugh.
I will also have footage of Red Trigger and another mystery game. I will
By the
not
way,
be.
I'm not sure if I told you, but one of my footages is a bit glitchy. I've tried all sorts of ways, but on my fifth recording, I just gave up and used the footage that I had.
Okay. Yeah, the poor crocker squirrel actually he feels like a slave sometimes, being stuck with Digihom games because well Digihom is. If they stopped making games, then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
I would be in bliss if that happened.
I know, right? At least I don't have to pay money. I'm still waiting for them to put six nights at Susie's on itch.io
Well,
because
I
they
doubt.
can't. Well, they can't actually sell it. They can't actually have it on Greenlight now.
No, because they've got too many games up.
Yeah,
They
that's
can
kind
only
of
have
where we're
about.
at. I think
For some reason, Steam just allows 30 games total, as if they think someone will put that amount on
actually
and actually take care.
the number that's actually on right now is 27.
27, close enough.
So you can't have 30 games on Steam they're mad at you now. Uh, Hopefully the buffering's not too
Um,
bad for you.
for some reason, the Wyatt Earp 2, Wyatt Earp, Withering Kingdom, and the others have been removed from the Digital Homicide publishers list now. Like, it's still on the LLC one, but it's not on the basic one.
Oh really? You,
Yeah, at least for me.
let me pull up Steam again then. Where'd it go? Come here. Okay. Store.
Yeah, I agree
And
with Richard.
can we reload? Oh nope, they still show up this way. It does actually make things a lot harder for proper indie devs, um, like these other folks that I've been talking to. These are some actually really neat guys, and I like I said I got a chance to play the PlayStation 4 version of this game. Actually works pretty well. I mean, the only thing that well, I can't really say too much at this point. I'll
Why?
have an ADHD gamer up tomorrow for it.
Why are those games showing up for you and not for me? One sec. I'll do a screen share. Because they aren't showing up for me.
Are they not?
No. I'm reloading the page, Digital Homicide Studios. I'm just getting all the old games.
That's because I didn't put in Digital Homicide Studios. If you look at what
Yeah.
if you look at what I was if you look at what I was doing, I
Oh,
just put
okay.
in Digital Homicide.
Okay, that makes sense. I just did something stupid then.
Yeah, these things they tend to happen. So anyway, this game here will be releasing on the third. You probably and you might hear it about a week, so that might be fun. That might be fun for some of you, especially if you like RPGs.
Like me.
Yep. Oh,
We have 20 more seconds to kill.
Oh, I don't know. What are we gonna talk about for 20 seconds? So digital homicide. The best way that we can think of to make games fun again is for you to stop making them and then rename yourself Digital Suicide. Live off what you got and don't sue anybody else because that just means we have to go back and do it all again. Rar. All right. So I think that's going to about do it for us. If there are any questions, comments, complaints, anything else of the sort, the comment section will be open as soon as we. Yeah, don't start with me about Star Ocean 5. Damn it! I've been wanting to get my hands on it and I don't have it. Rar. Um, because actually we're probably going to not be able to keep our apartment next month, so that's going to go really badly. Anyway, um, don't forget to, for those of you who have not, don't forget to like, subscribe. Uh, if you want to downvote it because you think we're being extremely petty, and we are. There's a little down thumb button too. I don't have a problem with you guys using it. I promise I won't even take offense, unlike some people. If you want to get mad at me in the comments, go for it. I don't care. If you want to support the channel, you can do a direct donation through YouTube or PayPal. The YouTube one is actually on the main channel page, and everything else you could do to possibly help the channel out will be down in the description under the fold. All right, so with that, we will bid you good day, and let's see what we can do about making games fun again.
So yeah.
Clicky that.